Good morning, guys. Welcome to Trade Confident, where we are live trading on every single one of these videos. If you guys are not subscribed, please consider subscribing if you guys would like. We're currently up another $43 since yesterday, so we're doing good in here. That is because ADA is moving to the positive side for us. I will try to cover that either today or tomorrow. What I want to talk to you guys about today is Bitcoin. And before I do this, let me make this announcement, guys. All of you who are over at tradeconfident.io, I have updated every single buy limit for Bitcoin. I've updated every buy limit for Ethereum, and every single buy limit for ADA Cardano has been updated, as well as some of the other buy limits in here. So none of the previous buy limits for Ethereum, I'll show this to you guys in here. This is a huge announcement for these, if you guys follow me. None of these buy limits are currently active. None of them. Neither are any of these ADA ones. So I never shoot the gun on you guys. Basically, at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, all of the metrics are going to update. The buy limits for all these trades will be updating, even for Bitcoin here. So where you guys currently see these buy limits in for the different coins, these are not the same. They've all been updated. So make sure you guys come in and update all of your buy limits for all of our trades, because price structure has changed and we're going to get in a little bit faster than I normally would, because I see some things on the chart and we're going to cover that today. So huge announcement there. Make sure you guys do come over here. It just costs $49 a month to get access to all of our trades. We're basically all starting fresh with all of the coins this morning. Okay, let's go over Bitcoin. So something amazing happened here with the metrics, and it literally called the pump on here, and then I'll tell you guys where I expect us to go. If you guys were following the trend exhaustion indicator, that has been like touted as like one of the craziest indicators, definitely on this channel, even by some other traders that have been trading on here, we can see this indicator is ridiculous at calling the moves up and down in the market. We saw the pump there. We saw it literally call the bottom before we saw the move back up. It called this bottom here perfectly before we saw a move up. And the biggest move before that, it called absolutely 100% correct here. Then we come over here. It calls the lowest low perfectly. And then it calls this low absolutely perfectly as well before we move back up. So, excuse me, guys. The point of saying this is that this is an indicator that needs to be watched very, very closely. This is what's called the trend exhaustion indicator. We coded it. It is one of the best, if not the best indicator to call the tops and the bottoms in the market. Well, it's obvious on here that this indicator is now pushing up into the top red section very high. Let's take a look real quick. Let's clear this out and let's take a look at what's happened. You know, it's called the last 6 or 7 times it's seen a pump up. Now we need to come in and take a look at what's happened last times we've seen this get into the top red zone to give us a little bit of an idea of what could possibly be happening. So I'm not looking at price. I'm just coming down here and I'm looking at where this is touched, and we're going to pull these in here. It's not going to be 100% accurate all the time, but it has been accurate a lot of times. So this one right here, there was just a very slight move down here, and then we saw this pump up in the market. This right here ended up calling this top, and we ended up seeing a move down. This ended up calling this top up here, this whole consolidation pattern. We saw a huge move back down. This over here ended up looking like this, just moved up a little bit, and then we saw a move down here, okay? This is also an uptrend. That's also why we see this calling the top here. We see a move back down in the market there. And then we see this consolidation move in the market here, and then slightly a move down, could not push it any further. And then we saw this move down in the market there. And then this is calling the top. Okay, the reason why I'm showing you all of this is because yes, the bottoms are called very, very well, but there are times where your indicators will not always call the things perfectly. Now, the times that it's not going to call perfectly, it's going to move up for the top red zone. So this right here was one of the examples. Yes, it moved down very small, but overall visually, this actually ended up moving up here when we got to the top, okay? It's going to be about 75 to 80 to 85% accurate on this one single indicator. So that brings me to the current state of Bitcoin. What is going to happen with Bitcoin here now that we see that we have move up here? There's only 2 things that I really think are going to happen here. It's going to either blast up fast or it's going to move down fast. Yes, it could trickle like this and move really slowly and do something like this. I just have this feeling that we're probably going to see some fast movement up or down. And here's why. And I'll explain this with the metrics over here too on Bitcoin. With this, we are seeing that we are getting close to the ascending resistance line, okay? This is a case for this to move down. We'll start with that first. We have this right here. Strong case of a move down. We also see that the money flow here is pushing very high to the top metric section of around 79, getting closer to 80, okay? That is historically where I look to see Wells to take some profit, maybe moving this back down as well. We also have the huge, ridiculous psychological level of $50,000 that we are hitting right now, and we are pushing just above it at 50,108. This could be a fake out. So we have one resistance, we can call this here, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the $50,000 psychological level. 5 resistances in the way. 2 things that are going to happen here is this thing is either going to start plummeting back down, and we're going to see a nice move back down to structure support is what I believe. It's going to be right around probably 46,143, very close to where we have our buy limit set up, the new one for Bitcoin. Or what we're going to probably see is a lot of people expecting to go short. They might go short. This might drop down a little bit. Their stop losses are going to be placed right here for their short trades. If this thing comes back up and blasts through this thing, you're going to get so many people in the market with buy stop orders. Okay, follow me here, guys. Buy stop orders are orders placed above the current price, and when those are executed, they are executed as a market order. Buy stop orders. So if that happens, if this moves down a little bit here and then shoots back up, the stop losses will be hit. Okay, they're going to flip their positions and buy because they see it going up. Buy stop orders are going to hit. All the breakout traders are going to put their money into the market because they see we're going to fly above $50,000 and structure high on the chart. If that happens, I really do believe we could see Bitcoin contending. Even, I know we're getting into the weekend here, and people say there's usually selling pressure over the weekend. That's kind of true. I have an indicator that I'm trying to work on right now to show you guys how often there's selling pressure or bullish pressure over the weekend. Anyways, if this thing shoots up here, I do think we'll see a break, maybe a little retest, and it absolutely could start moving up here to around $58,000. So yes, there is a strong case here that 58,000, I'm gonna write this down here because I'll probably put it in the thumbnail for you guys, 58,000 for a move up, or structure support here, moving down to 46,500, 46.5, is where I do think we could be heading in the short term. Short term meaning like by next Tuesday or Wednesday, okay? There might be some consolidation over the weekend. We're already at Thursday, but it's either 58,000 or 46.5. Okay, pause that and come over here to the metrics because I want to show you guys something. This will update at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I want to get just a little bit of a different color on here to show this to you guys. I want you to pay attention to the long versus short trades as well as the emotional index here. This is now pushing down very lightly into the fearful section. I did not think we were going to push down this far, but the last time we got down here, we ended up seeing a market move back up. We ended up seeing a pump up in the market, and we saw this crazy pump up in the market here, okay? Institutions and Wells are always going to buy the fear of everybody in the market. The fear is where they buy. And I'm going to prove that to you guys. They bought this thing and this thing drove straight back up. The moment we touched the bottom here on the trend exhaustion, like the moment, if you guys follow my crosshairs up here, the moment it touched the bottom, we ended up getting in. Basically, it shot up straight from there. It didn't even have a candle wick lower than the bottom here, right when it touched the bottom red zone. That red zone is like a springboard for all these cryptos. By the way, if you guys want those, indicators are over here. I just ended up coming out with this. You guys have the bundle. I put it at the top here. Well, here's what I decided to do. All the indicators went up in price, all the individual indicators, like I said, guys, but I ended up keeping the bundle price at the same price. So actually, this ended up getting... This is basically turned into the most ridiculous deal you guys will ever have because all these prices went up, but this stayed the same. So bundle deal is definitely your best option. Just throwing that out there. The metrics here. Pay attention to this as I move down here. The long and short trades. I've been showing this to you guys where price structure has been moving upwards, but we've seen long trades move out of the market. We have seen a stop here, and then we saw the market do one thing. It consolidated and moved back down. But let me scroll in here and show you guys a little bit of what's happening because the opposite is actually starting to take place in the market here, and I want you guys to see this. As we see price structure starting to move down here, see this right here, moving downwards? Here, I'll put this whole channel right there. That might help a little bit more. This is moving downwards, but we are also started seeing long trades move back into the market. So this here is actually the opposite sign of this. Price structure moving up, it stopped up here, it consolidated and moved back down. Great. Now we're seeing this move where Bitcoin is starting to move down and long trades are moving back into the market. Well, that coincided with this move back up here. The reason why I do these videos before the metrics come out are because of this reason, okay? I could easily come in here and show you guys after the fact that it happened and say, hey, look, it happened. No, if you look at yesterday's metrics and you guys took trade calls off of those, this proves the integrity of the metrics in here. Long trades moving up, price action moving down, this is going to pump the price. What do we see in the price? We saw Bitcoin move up here, okay? This is why these metrics are so important to have on the chart here. Move down, and I'm going to prove this to you guys a little bit more. So long versus short trade risk. We are still sitting in this neutral zone area, but watch for this to update this morning for September 2nd at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, all of the buy limits, guys, literally every single buy limit for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and ADA have all been updated. 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am going to be going into all my charts and updating all of my buy limits, so make sure you guys do that. If you're brand new to this channel, I highly suggest today's a very good day to get on here because everybody's going to start fresh with brand new buy limits, okay? Watch this. Emotional index, if you guys don't believe that the institutions trade against the retail traders, I'm going to prove it to you right here. When you start seeing retail traders get anxious and fearful in the market, I have no idea why we're green. When we start seeing them get anxious and fearful in the market, this is where you guys are going to see every single time. Guys, every single time you're going to see the wells and institutions buy this up, okay? We saw it down here and we pumped the price. Follow me straight down. What did we see the last 2 days? We saw a pump up in long trade sentiment here for well and institutional smart money, okay? This is where they're buying. That's when they bought at the bottom, and then they're riding this price back up here, okay? And now the rest of the analysis takes effect. Come down with me a little bit more here. If we pump up here, where's the next pit stop, if you will, for Bitcoin? It is at 50,688. 50,688 is right up here at the top structures, okay? It's right at this structure here. We are so close to that I believe the original analysis that I talked about where I showed you guys the switch of, if short trades take over and they get hit, I do believe this is going to either be a fast move up or a fast move down. If it does do this really sideways movement for a while, I don't see that happening for Bitcoin here. Take a look at this. This is for all the dollar cost average entries. Basically, those of you guys who want to hold for long term. This ended up calling it perfectly before we saw a move back up. This called it perfectly in the market. Anybody who bought down here with this metric, you guys are still in some crazy profit right now. So could Bitcoin still see a move back down? Possibly. I will show that to you before I end this video, but I want to show this to you guys as well. Nothing coming out here so far is exit points, but watch today. We might have gotten a red point on here for an exit. So these metrics are calling these pumps very well. Please understand how the emotions work of the market. It will help you guys get into trades. Understand how the on-chain metrics work. When price action goes down and long trades go up, this is a bullish sign that the price could be going up, as well as following this metric over here. When the wells and the institutions start buying, this is a place where you can start seeing the price reverse very quickly. All right. The last thing I want to show this to you guys on here before I end this video is I want to go to the daily time frame and quickly pull a Fibonacci retracement because I know some people are looking at this. I want to address this on this video. If you pull a Fibonacci retracement from the highest point of this trend and you pull it to the lowest point, here's exactly what you get. Okay. If you look at this, does Bitcoin still have the option, the possibility of moving down? Obviously, it does. It could possibly move back down to the 40,000 level. I've been calling that for a long time if it does move back down. But the 1.6 Fibonacci retracement eerily sits right at the top of Bitcoin's all-time high up here at around this mark of about $64,000, 63,550. This is a play that could be playing out, guys. We could see a little bit more of a move back down in the market, and then it could be trying to shoot for this target of an all-time high. Not only is it all-time high, but it does have validation because there is some Fibonacci retracement pattern recognition in here that it could be validated at the 1.6 extension, okay? So just something to keep an eye on in there. The reason for this, me being a little bit more bullish on here is because I'm seeing the actual metrics turn a little bit more bullish, but please know this, it's a hard one to call today. There's a ridiculous amount of resistance in the way here. So what's the best thing to do right now? Let's end it right here. Best thing to do, guys, is update your buy limits. We had buy limits way down here in the last few days. I have updated these so they are closer. That's what we need to do. It is not, in my opinion, I don't believe it is best to buy into this pump here after it's done this. I do believe we could see a little bit of move back down. Let's try to get triggered into that and then move back up, okay? That's the full update, guys. Make sure you're setting your buy limits up over here. I can't stress this enough. I have never done an update like this so drastically for the coins. Bitcoin got updated. Ethereum, every single coin actually got an update for the buy limits, just so you guys know. Every single coin except for Link. because Link is killing it right now, and you guys are doing super, super well on Link. You guys are currently up now about 25% on Link. So congratulations, guys. You're doing ridiculously good on that trade. So, all right, that's it, guys. God bless you so much. Subscribe, get the indicators in the description. Make sure you're subscribed over at tradeconfident.io, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and we'll ride this trade up together. Bye, guys.